Hi guys and gals, it's me George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and we've got a beautiful day going on here in Minnesota. It's in the low 70s, a nice little breeze blowing, and low humidity. Yes, sirree, Bob. And the sunflowers, look at them, they're all in blossom over there. My wife doesn't like me to rake up the sunflower seeds in the summertime when their birds are kicking them all around, because she likes to let them grow. So they do, and I don't mow them down. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about my truck. And I was uptown the other day in Rochester with my grandchildren. Well, my family left yesterday. It was sad to see them all go. We had a wonderful week together. But anyways, I was up in Rochester and I started hearing this tick, 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 tick noise going on. And it was coming from my distributor. Back down in there, just like the mechanic had told me it was doing it. And he had jammed a piece of spark plug wire boot down in there to push the cap off center a little bit to keep it from doing it. Well, it was doing it and the boot was still down in there. And he told me he thought I should order a new distributor when I got home, and that's exactly what I have done. And this is the new distributor right here. And that's what this video is about. We're going to replace this distributor. And I have found out that the problem with the rotor inside coming loose is not uncommon on this particular setup. So I wouldn't be surprised if when I pull the distributor cap off, which is way down in there, it's not in a convenient location at all. Look at that thing way down in there. I hope I can even get the distributor up and out of there. It's a pretty tight squeeze. Look at that. Of course, it's got the heater hoses right above it. I don't know. We're going to try anyway, because I need to use my truck. And I don't want to get stuck on the road. No siree, Bob. So, hold on to your hats, because here we go. Now, here's my new distributor. I've taken the cap off and I've taken the rotor off. And the first thing I'm going to do, even before I get into the old one and pulling that out, is what happens is these two screws that hold this cap rotor on loosen up. So before I do anything else, I am going to put some, what do they call that stuff? I'm going to put on some of that good old whatever it is. Yeah, good old whatever it is. I'll get it and show you. Okay, so the good old whatever it is that I couldn't think of is Loctite. Thread Locker Blue, this one is called, and this one is Thread Locker Red, and the red is like for a permanent bond. This is for this one's medium strength. We're going to use the high powered stuff, and I've had both of these for a long time. I just cleaned this tube off. It was totally black from all the junk on it. But that's what we're going to do. Going to put some of this on, because I ain't having these back off on me, you know what I mean? So all I'm going to do, so I got my two screws right here in the cap, the rotor cap, and I'm going to put a little drawble on that one, like that, and a little drawble on that one like that. And we're going to stick it right onto the distributor. And I think it only goes on one way. I hope it only goes on one way. I didn't pay attention when I was taking it off. So I suppose it could go on one way and be 180 out. Now, first thing we got to do before we even get started on the distributor is we got to disconnect that battery. By the way, this is a 2002 Sonoma, which will be in the title of this video, just for you who are watching. And it is a 4.3 liter V6 throttle body fuel injection. There we go, we'll move that wire right out of the way so it can't possibly get put in the wrong place. So the first thing we're going to have to do is get that distributor cap off down in there. I hope we can see what I'm doing down there. It's buried down under there. Yes, it is. I know the light's reflecting pretty bad. Somewhere along the line I had cut the top of the handle off of this screwdriver, and that's the wrong size. Two different sizes on the new one. I might end up curious to see what happens when we get this distributor cap off. If just can't get anything underneath there. Sure enough, I'm cutting the handle off on this one. And see if we can see down in here. I have my, yeah, all kinds of stuff in the way. I don't know if you can see down in there or not. Okay, I have a flex socket down there on an extension. It's a 10 millimeter. And that's what we're going to use to get that bolt out that holds the distributor in place. Okay, and that's the way it'll get unbolted. And then hopefully, once I get that bolt out, then we can lift the distributor straight up. So I've disconnected the wires. I don't know if you saw that, but I got them disconnected down in there off of the back of the distributor. So that's the next step. Pull this puppy up out of there. I'm going to mount you back on the tripod. And there's the bolt right there. And we got our orientations all set. The only thing that should be left is pull the distributor up and out. Like that. And there's the old one out. Here's our old one. See how bad that shaft is? That's why it was hitting and knocking the distributor thing out. And look, they said they couldn't find the screws for the rotor cap. Look down in there. What do you see down in there? Come on, focus. Oh, look at that. There's a piece of the original rotor and one of the screws that came out on the road, tucked down into that hole. I wonder if any of our others are down in there anywhere. I don't see any more. But there's one of them anyway that came off. Yep. So that one ain't good for nothing but reference. But I wanted you to notice something. Let me back this up. Whoa, wrong direction here, wrong direction. Lots of good camera work going on here. I ordered my distributor with an aluminum shaft. This one here appears to be a plastic shaft. And I noticed when I was looking them up online that some of them seem to have this tough stuff plastic for the shaft as well as the body. And so I ordered one that is all aluminum. And hopefully that will eliminate some of the trouble. Got to remember, this distributor has only lasted 100,000 miles. That's not good. That's not something that normally would wear out in that short a period of time. We occasionally would have to replace bushings in the old days. Oop, there it goes. Bounced off. We would occasionally replace bushings and distributors back in the old days, back in the 70s and 80s, but not very often, I gotta tell you. And I'm gonna put my new one in. So let me reorientate you. And show you putting it in. Now, I've got to remember that this piece here, turn the monitor so I can see it. I got to remember that this part here is going to face back like that, and when I'm done, my rotor cap should be pointing straight that way. But because you have a helical cut gear, I have to start back a little bit so that when it slides down in, it'll turn and get the right orientation. So here we go. Okay, all things being equal, We should be able to hook up the battery and crank it up, all things being equal. Sounds good to me. I'd call that a successful distributor change. How about you? Yeah, I'm happy. It's done. Got the old one out of there. Now I can go pick up some windows at Menards. Thanks for watching and for commenting and subscribing. And oh yeah, I told you before, we're having a beautiful, beautiful day here. Just look at them skies. A little bit of cloud, but mostly blue sky, lots of sunshine. Just a beautiful day in the neighborhood.